Peace, peace. That's the ground, that's the ground. Built in the mind, built in the mind. Built in the man, built in the man. Speaking the real, speaking the real. Let's build the sail, the sail,
Peace. Once again, it's your host, Master Brown C. You know what I mean? We're on episode 7. You know how I do all the time, you know what I mean? Episode 7, Spinning Out of Control. Knowledge of the cipher keeps you grounded without you being lost in the spin. We're going to draw on that up in a second, you know what I mean? Build the cipher. As usual, it's a great day today. It's your host, Master Brown C. The show, Building the Cipher, right? Today we're going to build on God, on motion, and on what happens when you don't know the cipher, you know? We're going to build on what happens when you don't know the cipher, right? Let's deal with the spin. You know what I'm saying? As we deal with the spin, the Earth travels at 1,037 and 1/3 miles per hour. Let's think about that. Think about that for a minute. The Earth spins at 1,037 and 1/3 miles per hour. Even while you stand still, this planet is still spinning fast, right? You know that to be right and exact, right? Yeah, here's the problem, God. If you ain't got the knowledge, if you don't know the cipher, you start spinning with the world. And the spin starts to own you, right? Got people out here spinning out of control right now, you know what I'm saying? Lost in emotion, you know what I'm saying? They're lost in that motion of that spin, God. You know what I mean? Look around. People are rushing into relationships they don't understand. Instead of taking the time to understand the relationship between a black man and a black woman, brothers are jumping in relationships because she has a nice body, a BBL, a nice booty, she might got nice titties, but inside the person's inside, their mind might not be right and exact for you. And brothers don't have that understanding because they're not looking with the mind, they're looking with the eyes. And sometimes the eyes can deceive you, my brother. For real, you know what I'm saying? We running around chasing money with no purpose. You know what I'm saying? You hear people say the money is the root of evil. I don't think money is the root of evil. I think when you chase it, when you become a savage in the pursuit of happiness and start chasing things, that's when things have no purpose to it and you get caught up in the motion of what the world is in. You know what I mean? So we need to stop running and chasing money with no purpose, my brothers. It makes no sense. You know what I mean? And, you know, when you start doing that, you start reacting without reflection. You start reacting without no reflection, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the reflection is what people see of you. You show off a reflection to people. People see things about you that you let off about your aura, about yourself. It's a reflection of yourself that sometimes touches other people and they see you. You know what I mean? That's motion without meaning. Sometimes people have emotion and have no meaning of why they're spinning. They're just spinning out of control. You know what I'm saying? Caught up in the Earth's atmosphere, as we would say. You know what I mean? That Earth speed with no inner compass. You know, that's the Earth speed with no inner compass. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has a compass. North, east, west, south. People are just lost, spinning with no direction. You know what I'm saying? Like they say. Who's the 85% uncivilized people, poison animal eaters, slaves of a mental death and power, people who do not know the origin of this world, a person that which they know not of. People who are easily led in the wrong direction, but hard to be led in the right direction. You see that? So that means brothers is moving without no purpose. They caught up in the speed. They have no compass. You see, God moves with purpose, not panic. We move with purpose and not panic. We don't chase, we magnetize, broad. We don't chase, we magnetize. We don't spin, we spin knowledge into order. That's what we do as God. We don't spin, we spin the knowledge into order, right? That's peace, right? Peace only means the absence of confusion, right? So let's look at the 1/3 power difference, right? Like I say, the degree. So this is our degree. It says that the devil has 1/3 less power than the original man. That 1/3 difference. That's the part that the world is missing. The dividedness of the world, of them having the knowledge and understanding. Because it also has a degree that says, but brings rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. And they continue daily to teach the 85% that all they see and hear, such as rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, is caused by a mystery God that no one will be able to see. Right? All the history is revealed. No one returning from a physical death, but there's a chance for a mental death because many have recovered from it, right? Many people can recover from a mental death, but they sometimes can't. But physical death you don't recover from. But you can come back from a mental death and power, right? That part of the world is missing. That part of the world, like I said, is missing the divide. The devil knows it's movement, but not meaning. The devil knows that there's movement, but not meaning. But the devil can't understand the science of living mathematics. That's living mathematics is not the science made for the devil. It's made for the original man to have an understanding of. You know what I mean? The devil, he can imitate God, but not be God. You know what I mean? He can imitate God, but not be God. As the saying goes, a wise man can play the role of a fool, but the fool can never play the role of the wise man. And that's right and exact right there, you know what I'm saying? Without the knowledge of self, without the knowledge of the cipher, you start to get caught up in who's that mystery God, you know what I'm saying? You start getting caught up in things that don't make no sense to you. Start chasing, start moving in a space, in a speed that has you caught up in the Earth's atmosphere, and you get drawn back down because you didn't know how to rise above it, right? Man becomes a creature of motion with no direction. You know what I'm saying? When you don't use your mind, which is mind is man, then you just become a creature in motion. You know what I'm saying? With no direction to follow. You just moving. Like how animals have to follow the laws. Man has a free will to think, to move, to do, to say, to act. To be God or to be devil. That's all in the will of God, a man. A creature just moves in motion. You know what I'm saying? They're caught up in the motion. They can't move out of the motion. You know what I mean? God stands firm, even while the world spins. He ain't distracted. He ain't panicking. He knows who he is. God, right? The God in you knows how to stand strong even when the world feels like it's chaos, right? We as people have to learn how to stand strong in a world that's filled of chaos. Like I said, being caught up in the butt. The butt can bring born universal truth if the gods come with the knowledge and the understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because knowledge and understanding is one and the same. Once you know, then you can see. And when you can see, then you can see clearly. And when you see clearly, the light shines bright. Sometimes you just gotta wipe the windows, brother. Clean them glasses. Clean your mind. Refine your thoughts. Live out your culture and refine yourself, black man. So you don't get caught up in the earth's rotation and speed. You know what I mean? Also, as we build, let me give you some today's affirmations for today. Today's affirmations, I want you to affirm this. I am grounded into the cipher. I move with purpose and not panic. Once again, I am grounded in the cipher. I move with purpose and not panic. Right? I am guided by God within me. That means I am guided by God within me. The only person that can be God is you, right? You have to be God in yourself. True living God. The God who is just and true. The God who knows that there is no unrighteousness in him. That's God, brother. You know what I mean? As we sit back and I begin to close the cipher for y'all, the earth is spinning, like I said, the earth is spinning at 1,037 and 1/3 miles per hour. You don't have to spin out. You don't have to spin out. You just need to know who you are, where you stand, and how you move. That's the science in living out in the world. You know what I'm saying? By knowing what makes it is what brings it. When you know what makes it, then you know what brings it. That's the science, God. You know what I'm saying? That's the science of not spinning out of control, not getting caught up in things. We don't get caught up, God. We stand firm on our square while everything else is spinning. We stand firm as the God. That's why it says truth on square. We stand our square firm, God, because that's God standing on his square as the true and living black man. You know what I mean? Knowledge of the cipher, it leads to understanding. And understanding leads to God, right? Remember that. Knowledge of the cipher can lead you to understanding, and understanding leads you to God. Peace. This is Master Brown Seed. Hit the subscribe button, press like, share, get to somebody who might be spinning out of control. You know what I'm saying? They need to get control of their life again. Whatever they need, if they want that, send them over to Build the Cipher. Come here, Master Brown Seed, your host. As always, I want to say peace to the gods, peace to the earth, peace to the seeds, peace to all the human families of the planet Earth. Build the Cipher. Peace.